Rosaline, I'm going to start with you first, individual question. I've seen Jai work up close, and he's what we call a diva. And I'm just curious, what is it like working with someone who really is just really difficult on set, always wants to steal other people's lines? I'm just curious.
I'm just really glad that someone's finally asking me about my experiences, because I felt silenced for a very, very long time. But there are many open secrets in the industry about people like Jai, and it's gone on for far too long. You don't know this, but I was actually given an extra retainer fee so as to babysit Jai.
Right.
No, I mean, he's a nightmare. It's been absolutely awful, and I'd love to get that out in print. Thank you so much.
It's a lot of fun. Listen, it's also a nightmare when you do interviews with him. He's always trying to talk, evade question. I'm joking.
I'm gonna punt these orders. She seems to have all the answers, so you take it from here, Rose.
No, so first of all, nice to see you, Jai. And then one of the things that's crazy about this series is that you can watch it in any order. Like there's no, and so when you guys were first told that information, were you like, get the F out of here? This is never gonna work.
Yeah, it's a curious thing, and definitely an original concept, which you know is going to be a challenge to execute. But I think what they were able to craft with these episodes, all perhaps serving as like a pilot, if you will, was really, I don't know, really quite wonderful. And we, each audience member will start in a completely different place in the story and get a completely different trajectory. And I think creating that unique experience for the viewer is really engaging. And it's also going to force people to like put their phones down, pay attention, and investigate things. Oh, who's that?
Yeah. The cats have been joining interviews. I'm so sorry for,
We love it. But I think it creates something really fun and special. And I think people are going to have a ball with it. It's not as convoluted as it sounds. It's not I don't think it gets confusing on any level. We have a center point that you will never be too far away from, understanding our geography too. And then, you get to kind of cast yourself into the future and the past and even jump, in and out of that in, small gaps of time, which that was my one concern was like, are the eps that are close together going to confuse people in their tracking forward? And I don't think that's the case at all. I've seen the whole show and I think it's achieving something really fun and special.
Yeah, I was going to say I watched I watched 3 episodes so far, and I watched them in the way that the preview content offered it to me. Mm-hmm. But I'm curious, how did anyone say to you like a certain order for you to watch them?
It was totally. I mean, even reading them, it was there was kind of slight talk around. Oh, would you want to like jump here and then jump there? But that's not the point. Like having episodes I remember at one stage when I was reading early on, knowing like one was chronologically going to exist after the other, I had to resist the urge to read it that way. But it's all about I don't know, investing in what the concept of this show is supposed to achieve, and it serves just as well.
Yeah.
For both of you, I love just like audiences, I love watching heists on TV and the movies. It's just a genre I can watch endlessly. What is it like to make a heist show like this where, because every series or movie has to up the stakes. And this one has a safe that is practically you can't get into this thing.
Your job.
Yeah, I know, right?
Safe breaking. It was really fun. I mean, it's really great to get to do something like this where you as an actor, there are so many fun things that you get to do and like skills you have to learn. And like, but at the same time, being able to do it on a show where there was also so much heart and so much depth to these characters, it just felt like being able to pretty much do everything that you hope you might like doing this job.
I learned how to crack a safe, which was pretty fun.
Really? No, for real?
Yeah, for real. Yeah, for real. It's really interesting technique, and it's actually incredibly simple. You just have to have a deft kind of touch and perception, and there's not that much involved with it. I'm surprised more people don't
crack safes.
Don't walk around cracking safes, honestly.
If you could share anything with the world, it's go crack safes.
Yeah.
With the episodes, which shot or sequence ended up being the real pain in the ass? Like, is there a specific shot that, for technical reasons, whatever, it ended up being really challenging?
I don't know about a shot per se. There is a portion of the story we spend a large amount of time submerged in water, or a part of the group do, and that got old pretty quick.
I've heard that.
Yeah, there was a lot of damp. There were 2 episodes of just like constant being sprayed and being sort of drenched in water. And there was a lot of shooting. I think most of it was shooting the outdoor scenes for summer when it was New York winter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was blue.
Yeah, Rose managed to find herself in like short dresses all through like a New York winter. And it was always discussed because we'd be like, well, what's up with the seasons in this show? Like, where are we at? Because it's actually one of the things that isn't necessarily played into like specifically.
Yeah.
And it definitely looked, it was supposed to look warm on days that, they're like literally shoveling snow off the road, which got painful, but we love what we do. You can't, you got to be careful to complain.
No, totally. Listen, I'm lucky to do what I do. You guys are lucky to do what you do. But I do think that people behind, like audience members, don't actually realize what it takes to make a TV show and the hours that go on. It's cool, but it is really a lot of work.
It is intense. And certainly I think, it's fun to get under a rain tower, in kind of -0 temperatures. I'm talking Celsius, but hour 4 of that at 3 a.m. in the morning, you really start to question some of your life choices.
And bearing in mind, we're the actors. Like the crew's been there 3 hours before we got there. It's going to be 3 hours.
Yeah, but they're allowed to wear rain gear and like
that is
gum boots. You know what I mean? And get like, anyway.
Totally. You can't complain, but it is still worth people knowing about. On that note, I really can't wait to watch the rest of the episodes. And I wish you guys nothing but the best. Thanks you so much
Dave.
for your time.
Good to see you, man.
See you.